Hello, this is the devlog for Abstract Violence for the week of June 19th. This week I've mainly been working on two things. The first is a menu revision, and the second is a new map design. We'll start with the menu. The first menu that I made was very simple. It was just a point-and-click interface where you clicked on a button, it enabled a thing, it disabled a thing. There was a little bit of audio, but mostly I was just trying to make a menu that worked. This is with the old title as well, but click, go to the thing, easy. A few basic images, abstract background from Mondrian, but with one that I made as well. And just using different paintings from them and sort of random designs. I had sort of an art gallery idea for the stadium here, but with no information, it's a bit abstract. We can see some elements of it work, but it's a bit outdated at the moment. So after this, I decided I wanted to try a more interactive menu. So I created a level that you could run around and you shot objects to do them, to interact with them. So for example, here to change the colors, we shoot it, it changes the colors. This also included a gallery portion where you could see the different stadiums in a more visual sense, including the name of the painting as well as the name of the stadium. I did like this, the ability to sort of go and look around at the different objects, but ultimately the objective as a menu is to start the game, to give you the best option to choose these various options to start the game. In this is just a bit obtrusive. Some of the options are not fully realized. You can miss as well, like if I'm trying to shoot this little level, it sometimes works, but doesn't as you sort of, your accuracy decreases, which is not what you want at all. You never want you to be able to click a button and have it not work. And then we have these on-off switches, but again, you can miss with them. These are shorter range, so most of the time you're not going to miss, but occasionally you would, and it's just frustrating. Some of the textures are showing up because I've changed some of the materials. You can see it there now, but when I go through here it doesn't quite show up just due to it being in its own system. And then to start the match, you shot either the quick play button here, or painting here, or this one over here. And I am still going to use this style for the challenge gallery. This is effectively the achievements of the game. You can see a high score table over here as well. So I'm going to basically take this general idea and transport it over to its own scene with these different paintings representing the different achievements throughout the game. Then I made a menu but never fully implemented it, which was a different take on this active menu. So if we zoom in here, we can see the idea for the story was that the player is a struggling artist. So here we have a little studio apartment. There's a small bathroom, bedroom, a few paintings looking out the window, as well as a couple of paintings over here, as well as I was doing some testing with the item boxes, but ultimately I decided to go in a different direction. And while this is sort of a nice little shoebox apartment, it's also too large. I created it without properly checking the scale, and scaling it down makes it a bit awkward, but there's some elements that are definitely decent to it. But most recently I've been working on this menu, which is back to the clicking segment of it, but with a little bit more juice. So what I've been working on most is getting this game set up with the buttons, but it's still not fully implemented. So if we just toggle it off and go to the menu, what we wanted to do, or what I wanted to do, is have this sort of nice zoom in effect. Some of it needs to be adjusted, but this is the goal, that we have sort of a zoom in, like maybe the Smash Bros. Backdrop or menu, where you zoom in to see the next thing. Some of the speeds need to be adjusted, some of the exact points we can see that after we click it. And then this is off by a little bit. So there's still a lot of little adjustments that need to be done, but that's what we're gonna go for, is this sort of zoom in, and then when we go to game setup, it zooms out, and then I turned it off so it's not gonna fade in, but fade and zoom is what we're gonna go for. Visual buttons again, where you click to change things, and then you have that feedback. Still having some difficulty with the hitboxes for some of these, are a little bit off, and I'm not quite sure why. So I need to look into that, but you can see these hitboxes are beneath where they should be. But it's just quicker to change the levels than it was with the other methods, so this is what I want the final menu to look like. So the other thing that I've been working on is the map design. So if we take a look, this is my original map, just from when I was basically learning how to create things. So we had a little pool, as well as sort of an upper area, and then we had this little building with some cars outside, some basic obstacles. That was the first iteration before a lot of the things had actually been sorted out. Then this was the first map for the pre-alpha, basically just sort of thrown about. I didn't have a huge plan for how it was going to work out, aside from I wanted a central building and then some obstacles around. I wanted different ways to get up to areas. So you can see you can parkour your way up these over here, or you can go up here, or you can come across the building. It's the same with these staircase to get into the building, or this tunnel, or over here. So this was the next map design, but again, a lot of it was thrown together. Some of these objects have transparent bits, like we can see here, that were just not fully done, because I was just wanted to try it out, basically. Just wanted to mess around with it. So this was, for maybe a couple weeks, what it was like. Then we moved into the next iteration, which was more designed, less missing some of these obvious like holes in the objects and similar. Had more sort of secrets, more planned design. But again, there wasn't a huge plan beforehand. I wanted lots of different ways to get into areas. So we can see the central building, we have an upper route, we have a mid route, we have getting in the door here, and also a staircase here. So it's just lots of different ways to move around. And that's what it's been like for quite a long time. But now I've moved on to this new map. So this was actually based on the original design. I'll just turn off the water temporarily. The original design for the game, which was based off Battleship Island, a small abandoned island in Japan. So I combined that with, I wanted to have sort of these recognizable objects or landmarks. So we've got a mausoleum, we have one of the pyramids from Chichen Itza, attempt at the Lighthouse of Alexandria, Stonehenge, and the Temple at Petra. And then we've been working on in the individual, in this sort of large block, which I'm currently carving out basically to have a system of tunnels. Sometimes it doesn't allow you to see inside that well, but there's a sort of network of tunnels that goes in here, and you can travel around and then come out the back. This is still sort of in an early stage, and this is not going to be the final design for the map, but the final idea for the map with different landscapes dotted around, different ways to interact with them. So we can go in this temple and then go out here. We can go in this temple and sort of go find a secret room that's over here. We can climb up this side of the temple to get on top here. We can go around here, go to the Stonehenge area. In general, we can I want to have multiple ways to interact with things, or secrets at the top of things. At the top of this pyramid, you can drop down and then go underneath and emerge out here. Just different areas and different ways to do them. And then on the back of this big statue here, which is sort of the Colossus of Rhodes or the Statue of Liberty, sort of both, and we have these squares so you can parkour your way up and finally get to the top where there will be a hidden collectible. And so that's the objective, is to just have lots of interesting things to sort of shake up the map, to make the base gameplay more interesting by having those elements. And that's what I've been working on this week. I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at the development of Abstract Violence, and I hope you have a good day.